Good morning, Cobras, and welcome to Play to Win. From now on, this segment will also be covering the technology world, starting with a special Apple edition dedicated to the passing of one of technology's biggest rock stars. Let's play to win.
Steve Jobs, the visionary founder and leader of Apple Computer, has died at the age of 56.
Death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it because death is very likely the single best invention of life.
A giant in business, technology, and entertainment, Steve Jobs had been
Stephen P. Jobs, 1955 to 2011. Following a long fight with pancreatic cancer, Jobs passed away this past Wednesday, just one day after the debut of the newest iPhone, the iPhone 4S. Apple's co-founder and longtime CEO redefined the digital age. Back in the 1970s, computers were very expensive, to the point that computer hobbyists, not being able to get their hands on one, decided to build their own.
I kind of wanted to do the things that a computer can do.
That's what Stephen Wozniak did with the Apple I. Had it not been for his connection to Steve Jobs, however, Wozniak wouldn't have done much more than just play with computers. Jobs had the business sense necessary to make this into a successful enterprise, particularly with the Apple II in 1977. Apple became a Fortune 500 company by 1983, following $600 million in sales. 1981 was the year that Jobs cooperated with a group of Apple engineers that were developing a low-cost computer called Macintosh. Despite the popularity of the Mac, thanks to both advertising and the intuitive graphical interface, sales were disappointing. This led to Jobs' own departure from Apple, after which he used much of his fortune to acquire Pixar, a struggling graphics supercomputing company owned by George Lucas. Following the unprecedented success of Pixar's Toy Story, Jobs emerged a billionaire. Jobs returned to Apple as an advisor in 1996, becoming chief executive again in 2000. Jobs reshaped the consumer electronics industry through the development of iTunes and later the iPod. Jobs also developed the iPhone and its landmark touchscreen interface.
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
Jobs, more so than other faces of the technology world, was a rock star in his own right. As his experience with cancer became known around 2005, and also after he announced that he was stepping down as CEO of Apple, his genius ability to blend product design and business savviness by focusing on user-friendly technology was much applauded and recognized. Jobs was part of a group of people that ushered in a new era in consumer electronics and revolutionized both the economy and society at large. But he was also a showman who took the geek in Computer Geek and made it hip to be one.
He was a man who'd peered into the future, seeing how we'd work and play 20 years before we'd ever hold the proof.
Everything will be portable. People want large color screens that they can put photographs on. People want motion video.
When it came to personal matters, Jobs was very much a personal man. Jobs issued a commencement speech at Stanford University 1 year after he was diagnosed with cancer. He talked about his life, his family, and his thoughts on life and death.
Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important.
There's no doubt that Jobs had a profound effect on not only the technological world, but also on the society at large, evidenced by the thousands of fans that came out to mourn his death. We can only hope that Jobs' manner of designing Apple and his consumer-oriented spirit will continue as the company outlives him. That's all we have for today. Now let's take it back to the anchors on the set.